All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome in. You have found us once again. Shoot the Gap, a rabbit hole fantasy football focus show spanning the generation gap of the 20s and 40s. I am your humble MC, Brian the Hugo Baldwin. And it's my pleasure, it's my honor to introduce to you Connor, the Gut Marshall. How you doing, Connor?
I'm doing good, Brian. How about yourself?
You'd do a lot better if I would have started the stopwatch.
Well, hey.
I know where our time is, man. Yeah. So, but you roll with what you got, dude. But of course, dude, I can't. I have to give you your theme music, man. So, well, in fact, we'll let it roll through the top. So, all right, this is the 78th show. This is Connor's theme song. This is our 78th show, September 10th, and this hopeful year of our Lord, and it's finally time. Wow, we had our first football game. Connor, how do you feel about that first football game?
Glad I drafted Antonio Brown. I loved it, man.
And thank you. You know what I loved about it, dude? I love the fact that you didn't start him against me, dude. That's a true friend. I go by the amigo, man. But come on, dude. That's what a true friend does right there, dude. He's like, you know what? I got this really good guy. I'm not going to start him against you. I'm going to let him just blow up my bitch. Yeah, so I appreciate that, man. You're a good man. Good man, dude. I appreciate that. All right, in today's show, we do have some Merry Early Christmas. We do cover some of the good news. And we're going to go over the first game of the season. We're going to try to do this stuff really quick. And then we'll go over our shoot and ceasefire for the first week of the season. But before we get started, Connor, you want to go ahead and thank the supporters of the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start with Sports Hosts. Sports Host is a sports app where you can meet a lot of different people from a lot of different places, or you can meet people from your place. There's a lot of people in Houston, Texas that are getting on there right now, and it's just a great place to talk about sports and transcend the troll, as we say. Download it in the link below.
Transcend the troll. Did you just make that up?
I actually said that on the show about a year ago, and then I wrote it down, and I found the card the other day.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't remember it. That's pretty cool, dude. You need to copyright that, dude.
That's what you told me the last time I said it.
Okay, well, dude, what the heck, man? That was a year ago. What have you been doing? What's up, man?
I had to do my due diligence and, make sure it was good material. It wasn't just...
See? I make some good decisions, so
yeah,
man,
you make
yeah. They'll say, but I would like to go ahead and make sure and mention and thank the highvolumemusicradio.com and talk about the High Volume Music Radio app. Make sure and download that app. You'll get all different types. Not only will you get really cool music, it's really funky music. It's not it's not one style. You'll hear all different things on that app. It's always something new, but it's always cool. But you also get different shows, like Andrew B's Vocal Sounds, the Business Knowledge Broker Show, Bring Back the 8-Track, Access Granted, Brown Sugar Express, What's on Your Mind with Aunt Boogie, Blame It on the Boogie, the Monday Mixtape, and the new, well, not so new now, but, I guess it's new compared to those guys, Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. So make sure and download the app. Again, that is High Volume Music Radio. Check them out on highvolumemusicradio.com. Connor, if it ain't high volume,
then it ain't loud enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pride of Sunnyside. All right. So let's go ahead and move it on a little bit. Let's see here. Hey, yeah, let's do some. What do you think, man? Some Merry Early Christmas. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do some early Christmas.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and. Okay. Well, I don't have my Christmas music yet, so no, it's really cool. It's really cool. No, I promise
I'm waiting for it. I'm sure it's gonna be worth the wait.
It definitely is, dude. Definitely is. Yeah. So there you go. All right. So let me go explain. Okay. So now that the NFL season has started, all right, I feel it's a little bit better to give bad news with a smile. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say Merry Early Christmas to a player's manager. And I'm going to have Connor will tell me why I'm saying that. You ready for that, Connor?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you positive?
I was born ready.
Okay. Well, let's get started then, my brother. Yeah. Okay. So, Merry Early Christmas, Tyson Williams managers.
This is because of the 18,000 injuries that have happened to the Ravens running backs this season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I'm
It's pretty
losing
bad what's
count.
going
I
on.
feel bad joking about people's injuries, but first J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, Gus Edwards. At this point, Lamar will be the only running back left in
Dude,
Baltimore.
what about Marcus Peters? What about Marcus Peters, man? I mean,
I was talking offense, but you're right. That's a huge loss for them on defense.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're really somebody that's really like you're going to be a, you would pick high now if your draft was this week. Yeah. Now the team already promoted Trenton Cannon from the practice squad, and they signed Le'Veon Bell after the J.K. Dobbins injury. Yesterday they signed Devontae Freeman and Latavius Murray. Now I'm giving the gift to Tyson since he was there last. At least what I saw, it's weird because I read that he was there last year, right? But then I hear that he's a rookie. I don't know. All I know is that he's been there longer than those guys, okay? And so he's a lot more familiar with the playbook. Plus, I really did. I sat down, I watched his preseason highlights. And then, of course, I watched Freeman and I watched Bell last year. So I know that Williams is better than those guys already, okay? The dark horse, though, is Murray. But reports out of the Saints camp was that he was looking slow, and that was the reason for the pay cut. Now, keep in mind that he got jumped on the depth chart by Tony Jones Jr. Also,
Tony Jones Jr.
Head coach Jim Harbaugh stated today that Bell is still getting his legs under him. I believe that it will be Williams. Especially for week 1, he's a great play. But I also think by week 6 that Williams will be the unquestioned lead dog on this offense, even though Harbaugh stated that Latavius Murray is a perfect fit for them, man. What do you think, my brother?
Are you saying that Williams will be the one for whom the bell tolls?
Yes, yeah.
I agree with you, bro. I agree.
Okay. Yeah. It just but Latavius Murray, it's one of those things where you just take a shot on. There is an argument that since he got cut by the Saints, that he might be like, you know what? I'm going to show those fools, and he's going to work even harder. Maybe he'll take it easier because he got paid and stuff like that.
I'm going to prove my boyfriend wrong for dumping me. I'm going to finally lose weight.
Yes, dude, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that assessment, dude. It makes sense, it happens. I figure that maybe there's a little bit of that. But Connor, Merry Early Christmas, Adam Humphries managers.
Yeah, well, Ron Rivera came out and he said that, Curtis Samuel's on IR for a couple of weeks. So who else plays the slot? Mr. Adam Humphries, and he's a good receiver. So that could be a couple of good weeks, I still think that Scary Terry's going to be the one, but brighter days ahead for Mr. Humphries.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I did not give it to Logan Thomas. Okay, and the reason for that is that I still think, even though I've been reading left and right that Logan Thomas is going to resume his spot of being a target hog and all that, man. Fitzpatrick, he throws to his tight ends, but not as much as as Alex Smith did. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to be as big as they're saying he's going to be, and I don't think that this injury is going to change that. All right, Merry Early Christmas, Justin Jackson managers, or Connor. Is it Joshua Kelly managers? Or Connor, is it Larry Roundtree managers? Why am I saying that?
I think this is like one of those, when you get, like, there's 12 days of Christmas, so you get multiple days of presents. But yeah, the way you're saying that is because, just like if you get a present every day, it's not as good as if you just get one big one. You just got a bunch of little running backs that are all sharing the load.
Yeah. Basically, the reason why I'm saying that is that for on was it Wednesday and Thursday, the Austin Eckler did not practice. Okay, and then he had a limited practice today, but it's supposedly his week 1 status is no longer in doubt. But the fact that it was the same hamstring, okay, that's what he's doing. He's nursing that hamstring that he hurt last year. That makes me a little concerned. Justin Jackson is next on the depth chart, and there's worry of a committee situation. But this is a whole new coaching staff, Connor, that's in town, man, who might not like committees. Okay, remember, the offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, came from the Saints, who are our workhorse back team. But they did retain 4 running backs on the roster. Does it smell like a committee to you, sir?
It does, sir. It most certainly does.
Okay, so you wouldn't. So basically, like you wouldn't run out to go get Justin Jackson right now, right?
No, in a literal sense, because I have way better stuff on my bench in fantasy than getting that. In a theoretical sense, I wouldn't go after this because I talked to you about this earlier today when we were hanging out. I don't believe in the Chargers getting enough positive game script looks in terms of rushing attempts to be profitable for fantasy. I think they're going to be a negative game script. I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. That's kind of why I built my argument on Jared Cook being good for fantasy this year.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion.
Now, those most of those running backs, though, they're pass catching backs.
That is
Eckler.
true, and historically, Eckler was a pass catching running back that would get you a lot of points when he was playing from behind. But I think we can all agree that he did better historically with Phillip Rivers. And Phillip Rivers always made the pass-catching running back do really good because he'd throw to them.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I disagree. No. The reason why you feel that way is because Justin Herbert didn't really have much time with Austin Eckler last year. He was hurt most of the time, and of course, like the lead up to the season, it was all Tyrod Taylor, so he didn't even get reps with them. Okay,
well,
so
yeah, I guess to quote you, we shall see, and then we will know.
Okay, well, you can't argue with that then. Okay, so last one. Merry Early Christmas, Cedric Wilson managers. Why am I saying that?
Because Monsieur Michael Gallup is already doubtful after getting injured. He injured his ankle in last night's game, and Wilson was the benefactor. He had 3 targets, 3 receptions for 24 yards.
You know I'm laughing, you honky.
I know why you're laughing. It is honk, yeah. But yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking like the wide receiver 3, with Gallup sidelined.
Yeah. It does sound like the 3 targets for 3 receptions. I know, it doesn't sound that much. But Gallup went out in the second half, okay? But he had 7 targets and 4 receptions for 36 yards, okay? So that's like 10 targets from that one position on the field, okay? So I know that now, here's the question, though. Did we see Dallas's offense? Right then? Was that their offense, or was that because of that's the best way to play against the Tampa Bay defense?
Well, it's a combination of things because, of course, the Cowboys, they have to decide to show up. Is it going to be the Cowboys? Is it going to be the Cowgirls? Is it going to be the team that does really well? Is it going to be the team that looks like all they can think about doing is getting their hands on some snow after the game? You never know. You never know because it's Dallas. It's not a wholesome city. It's Dallas. So I think that they're going to have games like this where they put up great numbers, and I think they're going to have games where they disappear. I'm really looking towards their matchups against great defenses. The Tampa Bay Bucks defense is good, but they always, if you watched last season, they elevate their game in the playoffs. Don't expect them to show all their tricks in the regular season. Teams like Washington football team, WTF, I think those are heat checks.
Okay. All right, we shall see. But we're already talking about it, man. So this
is true.
Let's quickly talk about the game. Okay. All right. So what we normally do is we normally do like people that did really well and the people that did really bad. So whenever we do our next week after the first week of the season, we'll do that for the games that we watch. So I'm calling the ones that did really good. I'm calling them scuds. That's what I'm calling them, dude. All right, dude. Yeah. I know people are like, call them studs. No, scuds. Yes. So on Tampa Bay, man. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, 379 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but of course one was that Hail Mary. Let's see here. Antonio Brown, he had 7 targets for 5 receptions and 121 yards, 1 touchdown, and a rush for 6 yards. Now, again, Connor, is this the result of things to come, or is this just a horrific Cowboys defense?
Ooh, I think this is things to come. I like AB. I like AB this year.
Okay. Okay. Gronk, he had 8 targets, 8 receptions, 90 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Now we know who's going to be used. Okay. But I want to say I only recommended a ceasefire on him since we weren't sure how much OJ Howard was going to be used. Okay. So it's now that we know how it is, then yeah, Gronk is probably somebody you might want to hold on to. However, not sure if he's going to get 8 targets and 8 receptions each game. Do you think that's going to be his normal line, Connor?
No, I think it depends on the matchup. It looks like Mike Evans drew the best defender, so the other guys kind of had a field day. There might be a matchup where, for whatever reason, they're good against the tight end, they're bad against the outside threat, so the opposite happens. Brady does like to spread the ball around, and you have 4 competent receivers. When they choose to not drop the ball, that is. In Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Gronk. But I agree with what you're saying. I think Brady obviously has kind of a mind meld with Gronk, and he's not a Mark Andrews, he's not a Kelsey, or even a Kittle or a Waller. But hey, if smoke him if you got him, start him if you have him.
Yeah, Chris Godwin, he led the team with 14 targets, 9 receptions, 105 yards, 1 reception, TD. Now, he was the target leader of the bunch, but will it be the same next week? That's my question.
I also want to note he dropped several passes that he should have caught. He left meat on the bone.
Yeah. Well, a couple of them were just well defended. So let's be honest. The duds for Tampa Bay. I have Mike Evans, 6 targets, 3 receptions, 24 yards. Someone was going to be sucking that hind teat, and it was him this week. But do you think it's going to be him next week?
Do I think Mike Evans is going to be on hind teat again?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to atone for his sins. I think he has his sights set on the front teeth.
Okay, all right. Just asking because somebody's gonna be sucking on that dude. One of those guys. So.
I think it's gonna be Gronk's gonna suck hind teeth next week.
Okay, next week. Oh my God! I hope we remember that. Like maybe there'll be a thing like who's gonna suck hind teeth on the Buck. Yeah, let's just try to remember that, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can. Yeah, write it down like you did the thing you just found a year ago. So Ronald Jones Jr. 4 rushes for 14 yards, 1 fumble loss. He only had 0.4 fantasy points for you. So, yeah, not exactly what you're looking for out of that 6th, 7th round draft pick there. Giovanni Bernard, Mr. supposed to be sneaky pick, 3 targets, 2 receptions for 12 yards, and he only came in the 4th quarter. Leonard Fournette, 9 rushes, 32 yards, 7 targets, 5 receptions, and 27 yards. Connor, do you think that he's the lead guy, or do you think he was only like that because Rojo fumbled?
Well, I think Rojo fumbles gonna fumble again, so this might be a theme. I forgot, but I remembered. I was like, man, Rojo, like that's his thing, fumbling problems.
Yeah. I remember you saying that to me, or you texted that to me whenever we were, towards the end of the game. You forgot about that. Tampa Bay. Defense. They allowed 29 points, but they got 1 sack, 1 interception, and for 113 return yards. Yeah, so I put them in there because you're expecting more. You kind of drafted them higher. So you want to go ahead and take care of the Dallas dude?
Yes, sir.
So start with the Scuds.
The Scuds. Okay, for the Scuds, we had himself, Mr. Dak. 403 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, which was not his fault, 4 rushes for 13 yards. And the two-headed monster of Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, they combined for 31 targets, 16 for Cooper. Yeah, I know, right? They compound and made a new word, which knows no bounds.
Is it compound or is it combined?
I think both of those are not words.
I don't think so either. Compound.
Yeah. But doesn't it say it was bound to happen? CeeDee had 15 targets, but he only caught 7 of them 404 yards and a touchdown. Amari Cooper, 16 targets, 13 receptions, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Nice. Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
As far as the duds go, we have Monsieur Ezekiel Elliott. 11 rushes, 33 yards. For you math nerds out there, that's exactly 3 yards a carry. 2 targets, 2 receptions, 6 yards. For those math nerds out there, that's exactly 3 yards a catch. And speaking of math nerds, you got to count a whole 3 missed field goals by Monsieur Greg the Leg Zerline. More like Greg the begging to be on the roster. Am I right?
Was it 3? Was it 3?
It could have been like... It was...
I thought it was 2.
He made 3 field goals.
Yeah, but I thought he missed an extra point and then missed a field goal. But if there was another one, I wouldn't.
Technically, we are both incorrect. He missed an extra point and 2 field goals.
Oh.
Are you forgetting about the 60-yarder?
Oh, yeah, you're... Oh!
You remember that one? That was sad because that one almost looked good. I thought, I was like, oh, Greg, you're about to show him what you're here for. Greg the Leg. And then, doing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Any more duds for Dallas other than the D? Hey, that's a lot of D's.
Hey. Well, hey, Dallas D does sound like a dud, but say la, I am done.
Okay, all right.
No ganoos is good ganoos. No ganoos is good ganoos. If you ain't got any rules, if you ain't got any ganoos. Ha!
Very nice.
Yes, the sultry sounds of Gary Gnu. Yes. All right, so let's just go ahead and hit the news really quick. Nyheim Hines got paid. The Colts just gave him a 3-year, $18.6 million extension. That includes $12 million guaranteed. That happened today. Would you be worried if with this news and also the news that they said they wanted to give Nyheim Hines more touches before they paid him? Now they paid him. If you're a Jonathan Taylor manager, would you be worried?
Yeah, I would, which is why I'm glad I'm not.
Which is weird. It's like I automatically penciled you into owning that man or managing him.
Right.
TJ Watt got paid. He is now the highest paid defensive player in league history. 4 years for over $112 million. It's fantasy relevant because he was in danger of not playing week 1. Not anymore. He is good to go. So I have the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I was worried. I am not anymore, even though they're playing against my wide receiver, Diggs. Okay. And we already talked about Marcus Peters, so we already did that. A.J. Brown is back at practice and full go. Denver head coach Vic Fangio stated that Cortland Sutton is back to form and won't be limited. Any guess on who'd be the wide receiver 1 on that team, Connor?
Jerry Jeudy.
Okay, not impressed. Okay, all right. Reports out of Detroit that DeAndre Swift won't be limited. The direct quote was, "We can count the reps Monday." Is that, do you believe that?
Well, yeah, but like, what if it's just like one rep?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be that guy. But it's like, man, that doesn't mean shit.
No, you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, if it's just one.
Yeah, it's like, but you still counted them.
Yeah, exactly. Full go. Yeah, let's see here. Jets wide receiver Jamison Crowder has been ruled out for Sunday's game versus Carolina. He's still on the COVID list after testing positive. And Saquon Barkley won't say if he'll play week 1 or not. All right, so let's move on to the shoot or ceasefire. What do you think, man? Does that sound like something that you'd like to go ahead and do for the week? So, well, I'll answer the question.
You know I like to shoot on things.
Oh, yeah. To be young again. I must basically go explain what shoot or ceasefire is.
We let y'all know if we like a guy enough to shoot on him or if he isn't worth shooting on and we feel like we need to cease fire.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it's a start and sit, but
Yeah, start and
we call it
sit, but because it's shoot the gap, man. Gotta make it.
yeah, yeah. Shoot or cease fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But this year, I'm gonna try to add a little bit of class into the shoot or cease fire. So
And I'm gonna
we're gonna
add
have a
some
little.
sass.
Oh, jeez. You didn't have to say that. Okay, yeah. So, you want to start off, Connor?
Yes, sir. I get to use my voice again. For the
Yeah,
first
exactly,
game,
dude.
we have the Battle of the Boyds, Philadelphia at Atlanta. Atlanta's dome is about the only good thing left about their team. And you're going to see that in this lineup.
Yeah. So let's go talk about Atlanta. I mean, come on. There's people you can start. And I would shoot on Matt Ryan. I would shoot on Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, of course Pitts. You know, I mean, you drafted him so high, you want to see what he's going to do, and of course I would do Younghoe Koo, even though Connor hates him. I just like the idea. I think that's their attack right there. You'll notice, dude, that there's somebody that's glaringly missing there. Somebody that people were picking in the 6th round, maybe in the 5th round. And that's Mike Davis. I would definitely cease fire on him, man. I just want to see what's going to happen. How are they going to use him? How much is Wayne Gallman going to affect him? You know, so it's too much of a risk, you know, to use that guy. So I would cease fire, and also their Atlanta's D, of course. You want to take Philadelphia, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna make I guess this isn't that bold of a prediction. I'm gonna shoot on Devontae Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, I get
Okay.
he's a rookie, but I think he's gonna come out the gate hot.
How's that bold? I mean, dude, you're playing against the Atlanta D. You know, come on,
But
man.
he's a rookie. I guess what I'm saying is he will be the best wide receiver of the day. But I also am shooting on Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna shoot on Sanders because, like you said, it's the Falcons. It's a soft matchup. I definitely think the Falcons are a matchup you can play. I'm even
And there's
gonna.
only two. There's 2 running backs only. It's Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. So,
Yeah. I'm even gonna add
So-
another guy you don't have on here. I'm gonna shoot on Zach Ertz.
I do have Zach Ertz.
I don't see
He's a
him on
cease-
the. Oh.
Yeah, whack.
Yeah, you have him on. No, but you have him on ceasefire. I'm shooting on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Okay, why are you gonna shoot on Zach Ertz?
Well, I read that he has changed his tune and he's happy to be there. So I think he's going to be putting his best foot forward because he has to make the monies.
Even though that Zach Ertz was heavily targeted, or he was pretty peppered by Jalen Hurts last year whenever he came back. I said to cease fire on him because I want to see what's going to happen between him and Dallas Goedert. I just don't know what's going to happen, and it's just something that. So first week, okay, let's just see what happens. You know, hopefully, if you have any options, I would do that. I mean, I'd rather start Jared Cook over any of those guys. You know, so they just make me nervous.
Say la.
Okay, all right. And I would cease fire on the defense for Philadelphia, even though a lot of people are firing on them or shooting on them because of the the whole Atlanta thing. But no, I don't think that they're going to be able to stop that passing attack. So, all right, over and under, Condor.
Yeah, we're going to take this is a 48.5 spread on the game. We're going to take the Eagles and we're going to take the over on the 48.5.
All right, I'm gonna write on my my notes here. So you have Eagles and over. Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right, next one.
All right. Well, if that was the Battle of the Birds, this is the Battle of the Turds. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, did I skip them?
Dude, yeah.
Well, that's the
No, but
first
no.
one that I have on. That's the first one that the NFL
Dude,
schedule
you're fine.
shows.
You're fine, dude. I got it, man. It's in a dome, dude. It's no big. What's wrong with you, dude? Don't worry about it. Yeah. I mean, you should be going off your gut anyway, man.
I really am.
Yeah. So Jacksonville. I would shoot on Trevor Lawrence. Of course, my man James Robinson. I think he's gonna have a feast day.
I agree.
Marvin
I
Jones
agree.
Jr. Marvin Jones Jr. and Chenault. Yes, that's I would go ahead and shoot on those guys for Jacksonville. Of course, I would cease fire on the defense. The kickers does. I'm not even mentioning his name. No need to. Because what we're trying to do is like we're trying to focus on people that are like either have like a chance to be on your roster. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you the kicker for Jacksonville because you're not going to have them. Okay, if you do, then don't play a 20-man team. You're silly.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the only way that you're going to have them. But I would cease fire on DJ Shark. Yeah, so I just want to see what's going to happen there. So, what's your thoughts on Houston?
I would cease fire on Tyrod Taylor. I would shoot on Brandon Cooks. I'm also, you know what? I'm gonna make a. This is a bold prediction. I would shoot on David Johnson. I think that they're gonna run that guy into the ground. I think this is one of the few games where he's gonna see a lot of volume, and you might get something out of it.
Okay. I want to check something here real quick, dude. So I'm gonna do a quick search of Houston Texans.
Did he
and
get
if you wanna
cut,
follow-
and you're trying to be a smartass about it?
No,
Oh.
absolutely. If he did, I don't know.
Well, speaking of guys that
no.
got cut, Sly. You remember Sly got cut from the Panthers. I think he's gonna have a good day too, because one thing
oh.
the Texans can do is kick field goals.
Well, you've always liked Sly. You've always liked
Yeah.
him. Yeah. So, all right. So let's take a look here. So running back depth is Mark Ingram starter. Second is Philip Lindsay. Then third string is David Johnson.
See,
then fourth
when-
is Rex Burkhead.
That's so weird because when I watched the preseason, David Johnson was. It looked like they were giving him the work.
Okay. All right. And so let me go ahead and just hit you with this. What backup tight end did I draft? I drafted Juwan Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Because he was looked awesome in the preseason.
And
so
then you saw the depth chart.
I looked at the depth chart, and he's third string because they were feeding him in the preseason, man. That's what they do, the third stringers, man. So yeah, so if anybody's curious, I dropped him and picked up Latavius Murray just to see what's going to happen. But anyway, yeah. So no, man. If you're feeling it, dude, it's your gut pick.
It's my gut
Roll with
pick.
it, brother. Who am I to tell you? So over and under, Connor.
This one is a 45.5. We're gonna take the under. Jags to win.
Moving on.
Moving right along. I'm gonna correct this wrong I have made and go. I'm going to go back to my predetermined destination. This is going to be an exciting game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills for the battle of who can be the northest, widest AFC powerhouse.
Wow. Oh my God.
Well, I'm joking.
Wow, okay.
I'm joking.
But
I mean, those are like two of the only still just white boy quarterbacks that just sling it like 50 times a game. It's those two guys in the AFC, like Brady's in the NFC.
One's going this way and one's going this way.
No. One's going towards the women's restroom. One's going this way. Hey-o, got it in. So he got it in twice. So for this game, there's a 50% chance of rain. The wind is coming in at 17 miles an hour. So they're going to run the ball a lot. You Najee Harris owners, you are lucky. Brian, do you have Najee Harris?
Si, senor.
Brian, can
Yes.
you ask me if I have Najee Harris?
Sure. Do I have Najee Harris?
No, ask me if I have Najee Harris.
I did. Do I have Najee Harris? I asked you that.
I do have Najee Harris. Thank you, puto. So,
No, that's what you said. You said, ask me, do I have...
All right. So,
What? What? I just did what you asked. What?
so you're shooting. Do you want to tell him who you're going to shoot on?
Yeah. On Pittsburgh, I said Big Ben. Okay, and Najee Harris, because I think that's where Big Ben's going to feast with Najee Harris. Deontay Johnson, and I would shoot on Chase Claypool, and of course the defense. I just think it's going to be a lot of short passes. That's what Big Ben does now. This win, that's how you defeat this win. It's by short passes. So that's Deontay Johnson, that's Claypool, that's Najee Harris. And of course that is not Juju Smith-Schuster, in my opinion. So that's who. That's pretty much the only person I would sit. I would cease fire on that. But again, I'm not sure if anybody owns the kicker for the Pittsburgh. But yeah, I wouldn't start that guy. So what's your thoughts on Buffalo?
For the Buffalo, obviously you're setting and forgetting Diggs and Allen. I feel like you don't even really have to talk about that. I'm cease firing on Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, but I think that I'm also going to cease fire on Cole Beasley. However, I am shooting on Mr. Okay, so I'm not gonna shoot on Sanders. You saw that in real time. You heard me get excited.
Yes.
He's injured. He's injured. He's doubtful. It's gonna be the Diggs show. You know what? I'm in on Beasley. Give me the 5'3" slot receiver. He's small. Bill Belichick looked at him and said, "Even he's too white for me."
Oh my. Okay. All right. And what about the kicker? I would shoot on the kicker, Tyler Bass.
Yeah, Bass is worth a start.
There you go. That's the only reason, because I think he's good enough to compensate. He's a rookie, or he was a rookie last year. Did really well. It's his second year, so traditionally second year kickers usually do pretty well. So over under, Connor.
Yeah, for this game, it's a 48-point spread. I'm taking the over. Bills to win.
All right. Okay, you said over Bills.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And I'm writing this down as well as you, so we have multiple, so we can see how accurate I am.
You know what? I'm not even going to write it down anymore. If you're writing it down, then I trust you, dude. That's right. Last year you did talk about it.
Because I like to see how accurate I am.
That's right. On the wrap-up shows, you would go ahead and come clean, either I got it or I didn't. That's right. That's right. And I remember you would text me like, "Oh man, if you would have made that field goal, I would have been right."
Yeah, I'd always be really close to predicting some shit.
And truth be known, at first I'm like, "What's he talking about?" Like, I'm focused on trying to win the game right now, with my fantasy football team, and he's talking about his predictions. All right, moving on.
Moving right along. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's nice. Okay. All right. And let's see here. Okay. And that looks like, what's the weather going to look like, dude?
Man, it's in a dome.
Cincinnati plays in a dome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's going to be clear. It's going to be clear with 13-mile-an-hour wind. There's no rain. No rain.
Yeah, almost like a dome. So maybe you're not wrong.
I'm sorry. Wrong. I was reading the next one. I got excited.
Yeah, 13 mile an hour really isn't that much. Yeah.
Pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who would you shoot on, brother?
I would shoot on your guy, your main man, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. I really like your list. Adam Thielen, I think that's great. I think people are sleeping on him. And I like the defense because the Bengals are suspect. And I really like the T. Higgins pick. And I like the Joe Mixon pick because I think that the Vikings defense is a little suspect. And you'll see that in my prediction for the over-under.
All right.
I also like your ceasefire. I love your ceasefire on the Minnesota tight ends and on Jamar Chase. And on Burrow.
Man, I shared that stuff with you, dude, to give you a template, not for you to be reading it. Come on, man.
Well, I haven't followed every one because I've disagreed with some of them, but I really like this one.
Yeah, all right. I'm doing all the work. I feel like the Burro, okay? Yeah, exactly.
Man, I came up with a name for the show. It's hard. Branding is hard.
All right, so ceasefire you said on Cincinnati. Which ones?
Man, I would ceasefire on Jamar Chase. I would ceasefire on Burrow. I mean, obviously you're ceasefiring on the tight ends for the Bengals, but I feel like that's kind of like, and the kicker and defense too, obviously. And I don't think you have him on here, but I'm gonna throw him in. Tyler Boyd. I'm ceasing on Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah, good one. There's that. That's really a good one to discuss. A lot of people are they're thinking that Tyler Boyd was like undervalued, and they got something sneaky. Sneaky. I've heard a few podcasts have actually said that. I'm with you, Connor. I don't agree. I think it's going to be Higgins, Mixon, and that's probably all you want to start on Cincinnati's side. What is the over under? Oh, also Minnesota, dude. The tight ends. I know that they got their shiny, well, not new, but shiny toy in Chris Herndon. Just let him acclimate a little bit for just keep an eye out, see what they're going to do. But tight ends, you got to remember that they're like what that's Hein Teet. Okay, it's the tight ends, because it's Dalvin Cook,
It's
then
Hearn
Justin
Teat.
Jefferson.
Hearn
Yeah,
Teat.
Yeah. then it's Cleveland, then it's the tight end. So yeah, that's not a good recipe. All right, over under, Connor.
For this one, it's a 47-point game. We're taking the over with Minnesota to win.
All right, cool. All right, what's the next one?
In the alleged dome game, the San Francisco Niners and the Detroit Lions battle it out to see who can win.
Nice. Okay. All right. I would shoot on. I'm going to start with Detroit because that seems to be the easiest. The
There's
only
a
one
lot
I
of
would shoot
that
on is
going on around there.
yeah, it's just T.J. Hawkinson. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. But I know that Swift's. I just read that Swift's going to be back to, they'll count the reps Monday, but as Connor said, it could be one or two.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they're going to use Swift and Williams. There's a lot of people that guys I have on my team that I'm sitting just because I'm not sure. I just want to see and watch. I want to watch and see what happens instead of guessing. That's kind of the luxury of a 10-man team.
I
You
think
kind of build a strong enough team in order you get to do that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I think Swift is iffed that they brought on Jamal Charles. I think he thought he was gonna be the man.
Jamal Charles? Jamal Charles?
Jamal Williams.
There you go. I was
There
like,
we go.
damn, that guy's back?
That guy's
Yeah, he should
back.
be signed. If he was back, he'd be signed with the Ravens. Let's be honest. Yeah. Yeah,
Ravens
Jared
are
Goff.
signing Arian Foster.
Oh my God, Jared Goff, all the wide receivers on Detroit, the defense kicker, all
They
that.
have
I
wide
would just-
receivers? I thought they got rid of them all.
Well, no, someone got hurt.
I
Yeah,
know, yeah.
And their prized free agent pickup they cut. So, yeah. So what would you do on San Francisco, Connor?
Mang, I would start Mostert. We talked about that. Obviously, I'm not going to say that you should sit Kittle. I haven't been that bullish on him, but I see the path, and I understand if you're really into him and that's your thing. Do you, man? I'm the same way about Mark Andrews, bro. I wouldn't really be starting any Niners quarterback because I don't know which one it's going to be. They've been pretty transparent about playing the hot hand approach. Who knows where that fucking gets you?
Okay.
Man, everyone's been really in on Ayukin this year. I feel like it's kind of some hype, but, since he's on the Niners and he gets those rushing attempts, that makes it interesting because he can always punch it in, So
Gets the defense, dude. I think that's what it is right this week anyway.
And it's a good defense. That's a very good point.
A bad defense.
I would not start Deebo Samuels. I would sit him. I know you disagree on that one. I would start their kicker. And I would cease fire on Goff. I don't think we talked about that explicitly, but I would cease fire on Goff.
Okay. All right. And what about Trey Sermon?
I own him in both leagues, and I'm not starting him. I would love for him to blow. Yeah. I would love for him to blow up.
It. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you want Mostert to blow up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you're wanting. Yeah, you don't have to worry about as soon as Sermon gets that chance. The only thing that might be against Sermon, but it's not even in this game, would be Trey Lance if he runs. But that's tomorrow's problem. It's not even worth talking about, especially since we're trying to keep this under an hour and we only got about 15 more minutes.
Yes,
we hit
sir.
that mark. So
Making good time, though. Making good time.
Okay. Let's move on.
Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals and the Tennessee Titans. Red versus blue.
Wow, that's what you got. Okay. All right. And the weather?
The weather for this game is going to be clear, no rain, no thunder, no hail, and we're gonna have 9-mile-an-hour wind.
Nice. All right. I'll take you know what? I'll take Arizona. Ooh, I don't know. You have a guy on. You know what? I'll let you choose which one you want to take since you have a guy on both teams.
I'll do Tennessee.
Okay, go.
I'm shooting on Julio Jones, Derrick Henry, of course. I think he's going to have a better year than last year. I'm going all in. We talked about this earlier. He could do worse. He could do better. I'm going for the better. I'm
going the other. I'm going the other direction.
There we go.
I think he's gonna get hurt, but Lord willing, that doesn't happen. If he doesn't get hurt, dude, then I'm with Connor.
He has the power of God and Epsom salts with him. How else could he be so tall? You don't get that tall if God don't love you.
Yeah, but you're gonna enjoy watching him run whenever he's your running back, dude. I had that pleasure last year, so.
Oh yeah.
Even when he scored me 9 points,
Right.
which is very frustrating. But go ahead.
Tannehill as well, and Tennessee's kicker. I'm also going to cease fire on the tight ends for Tennessee.
Okay.
That concludes Tennessee in my eyes.
Defense, you're.
Nah, I'm not shooting on no defense. I'm not really looking to
No.
the Titans for defense this year, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, just throwing it out there. Of course, I'd shoot on the usual suspects of Kyler Murray, D-Hop, and also I would go ahead and shoot on Matt Prater, the kicker, and I would go ahead and shoot on Chase Edmonds. Give him a shot. I think that's the guy who's probably going to get the most. Just see what happens. I would go ahead and roll with them. Mainly just because of what Connor said about the defense for Tennessee. I just think that Kyler Murray and D-Hop and they're going to do really well, and I think that they're going to allow for or it's going to be a game that's going to be set up for a lot of running. Arizona ceasefire. James Conner, 'cause I just don't know what they're going to do with them. And then of course Christian Kirk, AJ Green, because I don't know if he's where he's at. Okay, and of course the defense, because remember the cornerback Malcolm Butler retired, so that really lowered that defense. So there we go. Over under, Connor.
Yeah, so for this game, it's a 53.5 over under. I'm taking the over with the Cardinals to win it in a shootout.
Nice. Oh, in a shootout. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because we're saying to start all the wide receivers there. So yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
Yes, sir. Next, you heard of the battle of red and blue. Now, blue and darker blue. The Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts are fighting for a chance to make the playoffs as a wild card.
Aren't they green? Don't they?
They have a green stripe. They have a green stripe,
yeah, but that's kind of like the thing, the color they push though, right? It's green, right?
No, it's like we're a blue team, but the annoying neon greenness of our team is our identity, and they have like those alternate like lime green uniforms that they wear for their national games.
Right. So like if a fan of the Seahawks, if they could only buy one can of paint, be it blue or green.
I'm not going to argue with you because we do not have time.
Yes, I won. Okay. I'll stay with Seattle since I was arguing for them. Shoot on Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, their defense, and of course their kicker, Jason Myers. I would cease fire on Gerald Everett. Don't know how he's going to be used. Don't get cute with trying to start Penny or Alex Collins. I think they're great to have on your team. But don't start them.
Don't start them.
Who would you do with India? Anybody leave off, by the way, of Seattle?
No, I think you handled it well.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go for the Colts.
Yeah, for the Colts, I think you should start Jonathan Taylor, Hines. I would not touch really anything else because I just think it's kind of unpredictable at this point. You want to let the the smoke settle before you make any rash decisions. It's not really that expensive of an offense. You're not having to pay up.
I put that out. I'd like to shoot on Carson Wentz and then Jack Doyle because I think that people are forgetting how much Carson Wentz like to throw to the tight end. So I think that's going to be like a sneaky pick if you waited in your drafts to pick up a tight end, and you're getting worried about it or something like that. That would be the guy that I would pivot to. I like Rodrigo also.
Rodrigo.
Yeah. What about Zach Pascal, dude? There's a lot to be talked about. People are talking a lot about him. Do you think you would shoot on him?
It's murky, man, because there's him. There's other wide receivers that are there. You don't really know who it's gonna be. That's my cause for hesitation.
Yeah. But I'd still start Michael Pittman Jr.
And since it's a run first offense, my reason just to cease fire on all of them.
Okay. Well, it's just I don't know if they're gonna have the luxury of running first. That's what I'm saying.
That's very true. That's a very good point. But then they'd throw to Hines on first down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Over under, Connor.
Yeah, for this game, it's a 49-point over under. We are going to take the under with Seattle to win it.
Excellent. All right. Moving on.
All right. The Los Angeles Chargers are battling the Washington football team, known as WTF.
Yep.
Bringing it back.
Thank you. Yeah, should never leave. And the weather on there?
Yeah, for this game, it's going to be clear 10-mile-per-hour wind.
Okay, so nothing. All right, I'm going to shoot on my boy, Justin Herbert, man. All over him. All over my boy, Justin Herbert. Yeah.
Shooting all over your boy?
All over him. Him and Keenan Allen. Yeah, I have them both, actually.
Oh, you and Keenan Allen are both shooting on Justin Herbert?
We're all doing it together, man. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, they're my stack. So if I'm gonna do it with anybody, it'd be them.
Hey, that's what I would want to do with my stack.
There you go, Justin Jackson. Of course, I would go ahead and shoot on him. Would not, but there's gonna be a name that I'm gonna leave off here, but you'll notice it. I would shoot on Jared Cook. I would shoot on the defense. Yes, absolutely. And then also their kicker, which I wrote. I think I got the wrong name there, but I would definitely do their kicker. Ceasefire, Austin Eckler. Okay, that hamstring makes me nervous. I don't know if he does play, how much he's going to play, or if he's going to last the game. He might turn into what Connor was predicting Chris Carson was, which was a man that would not even last a quarter. So we'll see what happens there. I watched a video on about hamstring injuries, and apparently when you have an injury like he did, how it heals with scar tissue. Scar tissue is a lot more weak than muscle, and so re-injury is really high. Looks like this would happen because, again, it's the same hamstring. So I would cease fire on Joshua Kelly. And let's see here. I think that is it. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Did I miss anybody?
No, I think you got everyone.
Okay, move on to Washington. Or WTF, sorry.
WTF. Apologies, Washington. I would start Fitzpatrick until he gets benched, like either during a game or before the game. And I would start Scary Terry, Gibson, of course, and I wouldn't really be. And I would start Logan Thomas. I would start those three guys confidently, and Adam Humphries for this game because the Chargers are soft.
Yep.
And the defense, of course. I believe them to be a set it and forget it team.
Sure. Yeah. No reason to think different. Over under. Oh, Logan Thomas. Thoughts on Logan Thomas, just real quick.
Shooting on him. He's in the shoot category.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right. Over under. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but move over under.
I know you don't agree because the first time I said it, you literally ignored it. That's how turned off to him you are mentally. The over-under for this game, it's a 44.5. Of course, we're taking the under with these teams. Washington to win.
All right, moving on.
Moving right along. We have... This is good. This is the revenge game. The Jets and the Panthers. Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson get to show that they are not controlled by Adam Gase anymore.
Okay, so it sounds like you're starting with Carolina. Let's see here. What's the weather like?
So the weather for this game is going to be a 40% chance of rain with 5 to 10 mile per hour winds.
Okay, all right. And then on New York, I would shoot on Zach Wilson,
Love it.
Corey Davis,
Love it.
and Elijah Moore. Yeah, and then on as far as ceasefire, I would ceasefire on their defense, the kicker, Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, and Michael Carter, because you just don't know what's going to happen. All right, what would you do with Carolina, Connor?
I would start Robbie Anderson. I would start freaking Sam Darnold, but I mean, we don't need to talk about McCaff. You start McCaff. He's so cool. You say his last name twice. I would not start DJ Moore. I would be hesitant with their kicker because, you know, it's I know. Oh, he beat out Joey Sly. Yes, I am very biased about Sly because he's a big guy. The guy works out, man. He's big. But you know what? I'll agree with you, Brian, because I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to shoot on their kicker. I am not shooting on either defense in this game, or the Jets kicker.
Interesting. Okay, all right. I do like DJ Moore. I think he's going to have a good year. Over under, Connor.
The over and under for this game is going to be 44.5. We're going to take the over with the Panthers to win.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nope,
Panthers
it's already said. It's already said.
Seal.
The
seal.
The moving finger has written.
The stamp
Once
has
it
been
written,
licked.
It moves on. Yes. Okay, continue. What we need to do. Move on.
Yeah. Well, we only have a couple left.
Let's hurry up, dude.
We're going to have.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So let's go.
5 left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, people. We have the Browns at the Chiefs.
Weather?
For this game, I'm sorry. I had to increase it. I got near the end. For this game, it's going to be no rain, but it's going to be 15-mile-an-hour wind, which is important because you got a couple of gunslingers.
Yep.
Now,
yeah, I would. Go ahead. You go ahead. Start it.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say. You can actually start Candy Bone in this game just because probably he's gonna get more touches because of the wind.
Oh, Eclair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm cool with that.
That was my one
cool.
point I wanted to make on the Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the about who you would shoot on the Chiefs? I mean, you said Eclair and who else?
Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill. So whoever.
Butker.
Yeah. I believe you had all those guys, but I wanted to add in Candy Bone.
Okay. And what about the defense?
I'm not. Yeah, I will. I will shoot on the Kansas City defense in this game.
Okay. All right. And I would go ahead and I would not. Because Cleveland, oh my gosh, dude. On Cleveland, I would shoot on Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Jarvis Landry.
I agree.
Okay. I would cease fire on Mayfield. I would cease fire on their defense. Okay. Even though they're considered to have a big defense, I would not start any defense against the Kansas City offense as long as Mahomes is there. And on OBJ, I would cease fire on him since the head coach, Stefanski, hinted that he will be a game-time decision because of his knee. And what that does mean that he is not practicing. Over and under, Connor.
For this game, we're going to have a 54.5. And as a rule, I never bet the under on a Chiefs game. We're going to take the Chiefs to win it.
Okay. All right. And moving on.
Moving right along. We are going to have the divisional battle. The Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots.
Oh, this was an interesting one.
It certainly is.
Okay. And the weather?
Yeah, for this one, we are going to have clear 7-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and start with New England. Yeah, I'll do. I'll shoot on Mac Jones, uh, Damian Harris, Jacoby Myers, and I would shoot on the defense. The I would cease fire on James White, Jonnu Smith, and Hunter Henry. Yeah, and of course the kicker. Yeah, there's news came out that Nelson Aguilar is going to miss the game, so that's why I wanted. And Jacoby Myers also was the number one target in preseason, so that's why I was saying to do that. Anybody miss?
No, sir. Selah.
All right, then move. What would you do with Miami?
Yeah, I would start. I would start Gasicki, and I'm gonna be honest. That's the only person I'm feeling. I feel like this could be an ugly game. I don't like the direction the Dolphins are taking.
Yeah, I like Waddle. I think Waddle's going to do well, especially since Stephon Gilmore's not there. I think he's going to do really well. I initially put Gaskin. I think I don't want to do that. I think I'd like to cease fire on Gaskin just to see what's going to happen with him and Malcolm Brown, and Ahmed and all that. So, but Tua, I like Tua. I like Tua.
I think Tua's gonna throw Tua interceptions.
Oh no, but I also like the defense, I like Miami's defense.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, ceasefire. Who would you ceasefire on?
I would cease fire. I would cease fire on Tua. I would cease fire on Mac Jones. You haven't seen him play an actual NFL game yet. He's playing.
Okay.
He's not playing against a cream puff defense. Those.
Sure.
Those rookie mistakes are gonna come out.
Devonta Parker?
No, man. He seems washed.
Okay. Over under.
For this game, I am going to take the under. It's a 43.5 spread. We're taking the under with the Pats to win.
All right, we have hit the hour mark, everybody. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're gonna kind of just speed through. We have about 3 more to do,
Speed
so we're
run.
gonna speed through it. Yeah, so let's go and speed through it so we don't get too far past that hour.
How about
mark,
we
man.
do this, friend? You do the over unders. I'm sorry. You do the cease or shoot the shoot or ceasefire. I'll do the over unders. We'll streamline it.
Okay. Well, what's the next game?
The next game. This is probably going to be the most exciting NFC matchup of the week after the Bucks Cowboys. The Packers and Saints battle it out for NFC supremacy.
Oh my God, dude. Well, that's not going to be too hard. Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, the Packers versus the Alvin Kamara's is more like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On the Saints, the only person that you would shoot on would be Alvin Kamara.
Well, also Kamara.
Yeah, of course, Kamara, and that's all you would do. Everything else you would cease fire on defense, everything, and then as far as Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. Of course, these are ones you would shoot on. Robert Tonyan. I would go ahead and shoot on Robert Tonyan. And then I would shoot on the defense too, because I like the fact of how Jameis Winston likes to throw interceptions. So I think they're going to do really well.
Do you know who else likes Jameis Winston throwing interceptions?
Who's that, man?
Voldemort.
Thank you, man. Exactly right. But he's going to be used in different packages. We'll see about that. Yeah, I would cease fire on Voldemort. And then on Green Bay, cease fire on Mason Crosby, the kicker. I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to be kicking a lot because I think they're going to be scoring a lot. So
I agree.
I think he's just going to be doing like PATs.
I remove my forgiveness of Mason Crosby. I've since moved on.
I see that. I like Mason Crosby. Okay, and that's about it. What you do over under?
The over under for this game is going to be a 49.5 point spread. We are taking the over with the Packers to win.
Okay, and it's important. It's in Jacksonville, so it's not in New Orleans. So
right.
Yeah,
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. So next we're going to have the Denver Broncos at the New York Giants. This is going to be an interesting game.
Okay, yeah, and I'll just run through this real quick. It's going to be I would shoot on Melvin Gordon for Denver, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Teddy Bridgewater, and the defense. On New York Giants is real easy. I would not shoot on anybody. Ceasefire. The only one I would cease fire on for Denver would be McManus. Yeah, and of course, Javante Williams, but I don't think he should be starting him right now until you find out what happens. And then on the New York Giants, who would I cease fire on? Everybody.
I
All
agree.
right,
I
Connor,
agree.
over under.
Yeah, for this one, it's a 41.5 spread. We're taking the over with the Broncos to win.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, we got the Bears against the Rams.
All right, I would shoot on as far as Chicago goes. It would be David Montgomery, Allen Robinson, and that is it. I would cease fire as far as Chicago goes on everybody else. Andy Dalton, any other wide receivers not named Allen Robinson, any running backs not named David Montgomery, any tight end, and any kicker. I would cease fire on all that.
I agree wholeheartedly.
All right, thank you. And then on the Rams, I would shoot on Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Tyler Higbee, Matthew Gay, and also their defense. I would cease fire on Sony Michel and Darrell Henderson until you find out what the mess is going on over there. So, over under, Connor.
For this game, yeah, it's going to be a 46.5 spread. We're going to take the over with the Rams to win.
Awesome. All right.
The
Moving
final game, the R-rated game, the Ravens against the Raiders.
I saw what you did there. I like that.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so on Baltimore, I would shoot on Lamar Jackson, on Mark Andrews, Tyson Williams, the defense, and Justin Tucker. I would cease fire on all the wide receivers. I understand that Sammy Watkins does normally have a fantastic week one, but not this week. And and also I would cease fire on any other running backs not named Tyson Williams. Las Vegas.
No, I would shoot on the running back Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Las Vegas, I would shoot on Kenyon Drake, and Darren Waller, and Henry Ruggs Jr. Yeah, then I would cease fire on the defense, on the kicker, on David Carr, on Josh Jacobs, and any other wide receiver not named Henry Ruggs III. You agree?
Yes, sir. So,
All right.
yeah, for this game, we're going to have a 50.5 over-under spread. We're taking the Ravens, of course, to win, but we're taking the under on this game because of the recent injuries to the Ravens and just lack of goodness on the Raiders. I think it's going to be lower scoring than people are giving us credit for.
It's definitely gonna be a run game for Baltimore. Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's see here. I think we could go ahead and just put a bow on the show, man. Let's go ahead and do that.
Bow on the show.
Brother. Yeah. So we want to thank, of course, our supporters, Sports Host app and High Volume Music Radio. Connor, real quick, man, talk about your book.
Well, as all things start, the season is starting. I had a new season of life start for me, and I wrote a book about it. I had a friend. His name was Alvin Jackson, but I called him Coach, and he was a self-help expert, and he helped me get self-help. So if you're like that, you're trying to better yourself in your life, you're trying to improve your situation, you should read all about it by clicking the link below in the description. It's available now as an ebook on the Amazon Marketplace. You Know Too Much.
Great. That's the name of the book, by the way. Yeah. So not You Know Too Much. The name of the book is You Know Too Much.
Yes, sir.
All right, and make sure to on every Thursday, from 4 to 6, make sure and check out Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian on the highvolumemusicradio.com or on High Volume Music Radio app. Now, Connor, if people were very, 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 very entertained by two generational beefheads bantering about, what should they do, sir?
Well, I can subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out.
Yep. All right, parting shots.
Screw waiver wires. Abolish them. No more communism in America.
Man, dude, the season started, man. You can't do it now.
We need to do it. We need to do it all season so that way people know to do it next year.
All right. Well, I'm going to say again. Okay, I said this last time, but I'm going to say it again. Is that make sure to look at your roster, figure out who's expendable, who's not expendable. It's okay to be uneven. Okay, it's okay not to have a backup tight end or a backup quarterback. if you see something pop, like this whole Tyson Williams news or Latavius Murray news, or if you're feeling it, Justin Jackson, whatever the case may be, you got to be able to move. Because if you don't, this is the time of year whenever people miss out on things like James Robinson. All right, so you need to really pay attention. This is really where the pool is full. Okay, where you can grab some really really good goals. So just keep your eye out, pay attention. All right, Connor, let's go ahead and land this plane. Remember, everybody, and fantasy football, as in life.
Don't dream it, be it.
Yes. On behalf of Connor the Gut Marshall and me, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, we'd like to thank you for watching. We hope that this year's a damn sight better than the last. All right, enjoy the games, man. They're here.
Woohoo!